What is going on YouTube? Alexander Lucio here with High Winds EDC, and today I got another unboxing for you. I know I told you guys I was going to keep them pretty light on the unboxings. This is one of the ones that I had in the pipeline. Really excited about this one. So before I get into that, I'll do a pocket check. I'm carrying a little bit more today because I knew this was coming in, so I wanted to do a little bit of a size comparison. So that's why this is in my pocket right now. I carry my phone in my handy dandy phone case carrier holder thing. My work keys I keep on this leather slip with the Keepster Ace from Tale of Knives. Front left pocket, I only have my Bird of Pride pry bar. I'm also carrying my keys. Ugh. Cool, almost dropped it, almost lost it. These are work truck keys. Let's see, front right. I am carrying my Tale of Knives Bandit featuring my dog leg by Pinion Knives and Rayot, my Fisher Space Pen, and I got a chapstick. Oh, but that one's down there. Ha! There we go. It is a windy day here today, so I'm trying to do this one inside, trying to get it just unboxed, give you first impressions and some size comparisons. For my pliers today, got my Knipex pliers on my sheath. I rave about this on one of my very first videos. Love a pair of pliers. Front right pocket knife, Chris Reeves Umnunzaan. Beautiful knife. I'm gonna leave this one right here. Demko AD 20.5 with carbonized micarta scales. I got a little bit of sweat patina right here because it's in the back right pocket. Then of course, OD green bandana. And that's it for the pocket check. So let's get into this beautiful unboxing. Let's do a little bit of unwrapping first. It's in a bubble package. Go ahead and just cut it open. Just hope I don't cut into something, you know, especially with these bubble wrap packages, because in a box you could just cut open a box and you're good to go. All right, we're getting it open slowly but surely. All right, here we go. Sorry, that needs to out of sight, out of mind. All right, so what do we have inside the bag? We have, oh, that's a pretty cool sticker. So it's a sticker. Oh, $100 wine voucher. Nice. I know somebody back at home who would love that. All right, cool. That's just my purchase order. Anything else in the bag? Nothing. Nope. Nada. All right, so here we go. What is this? Oh. Oh. What? Does that say Demko? Wow. Oh my goodness. Holy cow. Oh, so how am I gonna open it first? Shark lock. This thing is huge. That's what she said. There's the patent number on the inside of the shark lock. Oh my God, this thing is gorgeous. Oh, nice and drop shutting. The centering is absolutely gorgeous. Cool. Holy cow, this thing is, oh, that reverse flick. Got to put a little bit of a wrist in it because I don't think, yeah. Oh, this will be fun to disassemble. Can already tell you that. Oh, there's a slow roll right there. So this is the Demko AD 20S. The S stands for slim. And if we go to check, it's slightly thicker than the AD 20.5. We'll get into that size comparison. It is made out of D2 steel and a clip point blade with a thumb stud, no slots. Got the shark lock. The scales are made out of Grivery, an OD green Grivery material. Holy cow. This thing is just huge. Let's see, what else can I tell you about it? Right pocket, tip up carry. Nothing else in the baggie, nothing cool, so to speak, which is different from this one. Because when I got this one on the secondary, it came with the pouch and just some goodies and stuff. But I guess I'm not crying too much, but that'd probably be my first gripe. I spent significantly less for this one than I did for this one, and I got a lot more goodies with this one. I even got a left-hand pocket clip for it, I believe, as well. This one doesn't even come with that, which doesn't bother me. I can still rock it because it's my preferred carry choice. But cool. So let's get into a size comparison. What I want to compare it to today, first and foremost, is the Andrew Demko 80-20.5, which is like the half pint size. Okay, cool. So here we go. This is just, that was for me. We're gonna go ass to ass. As you can see, there's a significant difference, maybe 1.5 inches, almost 2 inches. If we go butt to butt, let's go pivot to pivot. It's gonna be about right here. I'd say about 1 inch, 1.25 inches. And then we'll go tip to tip. Tip to tip. Anyways, so you guys see it right here. Now the ergos on this one fit my hand a lot better. You know, in my review, whenever I did the review on this one, I kind of mentioned something that is now a little outdated, but these are featuring carbonized scales, by the way, which are true to the original sizing of the Grivery that are on this one. I will tell you, the Grivery on this and the Grivery on this one that came with this one are just night and day. This feels like G10. It's not. I can tell the difference, but it feels like some of the G10 that I've handled before in the past. It doesn't even feel like Grivery. Not as sturdy as G10, easier to manufacture. Cool. So, dang. And I believe this is the exact size that the custom would be in, just a little bit thicker, obviously. So this actually works for me. I like the sizing of it. The ergos feel great. Shark lock, of course, is just tried and true. You got to give it a wrist lock for the middle finger flip. See, gets caught up. But then again, it could just be some of that other stuff. Let's see. No blade play whatsoever. Oh, no blade play back and forth. When I first got this one had blade play going back and forth, had a lock rock. But I was able to get that figured out via Andrew or John Demko. So, man, this thing is just a missile. Let's see what the grind lines look like. Not too shabby, looks somewhat even. Yeah, that's nice and even. Oh yeah, that's nice and sharp. Let's do a little bit of a paper cut test for this D2. Oh yeah, fresh out the gate, good edge, ready to go to work. I like it. Let's talk about the D2 and the pricing. So I paid a substantial amount of money for this. I had to sell a couple of knives in order to get in on something like this, which I'm extremely happy that I did do, because I sold 2 Benchmade knives to get to this one, which I think now the Shark lock is the superior lock for me. Like, if you want to talk about keeping your fingers out of the blade play, sorry, I'm getting used to this one in the left hand, so I mean, it's just superior. It's a little stiff right now coming down. It's not as drop shutty as it could be. It doesn't feel as slick as it could be, but a little bit of a disassembly will fix that right up. Once I put a little bit of gunny glide in there, I'm sure it'll wear in pretty nice. I do like it because the Shark lock is slightly thicker on this one. This one, when I first got it, I mean, it just felt kind of small for that finger, but this one, it doesn't feel nearly as pokey on the finger. So that's awesome. So I want to compare it to this. This is my biggest knife right now. This is the Chris Reeves Umnunzaan in a Tonto variation. And I wanted to compare these two because when I was on Facebook, the purchase order went through, and I went to Facebook groups, and I was asking everybody, hey, what is it compared to the Shaman? Can you post a picture compared to the Shaman? If you have an Umnunzaan, what do you compare it to the Umnunzaan? So this is why I have this here today with me. So if I go, let's try and get as close to butt as possible. The clip point is still larger. It's still longer than the Chris Reeves Umnunzaan. Pivot to pivot. Oh yeah. This is a very large knife. Large for me, large for my small hands, because the Chris Reeves Umnunzaan, it's a large knife in my hand as well. As you can tell, I got a lot of dump truck hanging off the back. Whenever I'm bearing down in this area, whenever I make these kinds of cuts, I still have a lot hanging off. So that's why I wanted to post this. So this would fit a lot of beefier hands. I don't have beefier hands. I have small, not even narrow hands, but almost close to borderline sausage fingers, but we're doing okay. So yeah, here is this unboxing for this beautiful 80/20 Slim. I'm gonna keep this one. Sorry, keeping this one low battery. That's what my phone said. So if that cut out a little bit, I'm sorry. But oh yeah, it's already just so nice and smooth. So yeah, like I was saying earlier, let's talk about the D2 steel. I talked to a guy who's been in the knife game for a little while. He works at my local knife store. And, you know, I kind of asked him, I was like, hey, bro, like, when I was first in the knife game, I was like, D2, ah, man, D2, get that out of here. 154 CM, nah, man, I want something more premium. And I think we need to have a conversation as a knife community about premium steels. Don't get me wrong, I love 20 CV. Some of the 20 CV that I've had the opportunity to handle and sharpen, it takes a nice edge. If I can get that angle right, honing it up, it keeps a sharp edge long, but I can't tell the difference. I sharpen my knives for a catharsis. I like to sharpen my knives. So coming at it like this, coming at it with these larger knives, the more premium steel, S45 VN, I've sharpened 20 CV, I've sharpened D2, I've sharpened Oz 10A, which is what this one is made out of, which is comparable to 154 CM. Let's see what else. I haven't sharpened like CPM D2. I have sharpened, I mean, I guess not a lot, really. Oh, Oz 10A, Oz 10-8. So, I don't mind sharpening a steel. I don't care if the edge doesn't hold up as long, but I do know D2 can take a beating. Sorry, pardon my French. It can take a beating. I've seen it. There's a gentleman on Instagram. He makes custom fixed blades, and he literally got his fixed blade full tang and just hammered it into asphalt, hit it sideways a couple of times, and it didn't snap. And that was the D2 heat treat. I think he can get it up to 60 Rockwell hardness. So I know D2 is gonna be good, especially the D2 that the Demko bros decide to use. I know I'm gonna get a good beater out of this knife. This one, I think just for size sake, it's not gonna be as much of a beater. Like I'm not gonna be able to baton wood or do some like heavy prying or anything like that. But with this, I'd feel comfortable doing it. Now, I don't necessarily pry with my knives. That's why I keep a pry bar in my pocket. But especially whenever I'm prying two pieces of metal together on one of our mowers or another one of our machines. So D2 doesn't bother me. The conversation that I had with the guy at the knife store that I go to all the time, him and I really kind of came to the, he helped me come to the conclusion that once I get past the steel like Oz 8 or 18 CR MO 8 CR MO 13 or whatever the hell you call it, then I start to notice the difference in like a really good steel. Like, oh, okay, this is gonna hold an edge a little bit longer. D2 has a good edge retention for me, for the purposes that I use. Cutting rope, cutting tine, it's gonna be just fine for me. Am I gonna use this thing to baton? Probably not. Never baton before in my life. Never feather stick before in my life. So I use my knives as work knives, cutting rope, cutting zip ties, cutting tine, opening boxes. That's it. D2 does not bother me. I don't mind spending as much money as I did for the D2. I guess that's all I can really say about it, man. I used to be a knife steel snob, but not really anymore, man. I mean, D2 does the job for me. I like sharpening D2 so far. This is gonna be a nice edge to try and sharpen. I've seen somebody do regrinds on these 20.5s and on these 20s and stuff. Maybe if I wanted a thinner behind the edge geometry kind of situation, I would send it off to get reground into a hollow grind, which is actually my preference because I love a hollow grinds, especially like on this Umnunzaan. This thing gets so slicey. I cut open, I usually cut my old jeans that get ripped at the seams and they just are worn at the knees and worn in the joints and everything like that. I get those and I cut them into rags. So I have like rags around the house that I can, you know, use for dusting so that I could use them for cleaning some of the knives and the internals and stuff like that. I was using my my f5.5 to try and do some of that cutting. First of all, it's not a good piercer, so it's not gonna pierce through the jeans to get to where it needs to be. And then it has such a short edge itself on the blade. It's really good for like cutting rope and other stuff like that, opening up bags or opening up packages. But as far as like making long cuts on denim jeans, I got this one, stabbed it in there. It was like scissors on Christmas wrapping paper. So anyways, guys, I'm rambling. I wanted to really just show you guys this one, give you a good couple of size comparisons. Let me go and do a size comparison up against the dog leg. This would be really fun because it's such a small knife. You see, this is butt to butt, substantially smaller. Pivot to pivot, and then tip to tip. There we go, guys. I really appreciate you guys for watching my videos. It really means a lot to me, just because it's cool to see feedback. I see some of you guys commenting. It's really nice to get comments about just, hey man, that's a good knife. Hey man, I think in a similar way about this, that, or the other. Hey man, like, good video. All of that stuff really helps me. I like putting out content like this. Like I said, I probably have one more knife coming down the pipe, maybe another one, maybe two more. So I think that's it for a little while. But as far as 2022 is concerned for my channel, expect a lot more gear related videos as pertaining to things like your carry, how you carry your keys, work keys versus card keys, what pry tools you're using, pliers. I have Knipex I've been using my Knipex pliers for a while. Just stuff like that, because I am not comfortable spending a ton of money on knives anymore. That being said, you know, I had to sell a lot of my knives to get to this one, to get a partial custom. That's another thing. This is a partial custom. It's not a full custom. The reason why it disqualifies it from being a custom is because the Grivery scales are made in Taiwan, and so is this shark lock. The full customs are made entirely in-house by Andrew and John Demko. So I will not call this my full custom, but frick, man, it might as well be. The meat and potatoes, the blade came from America, the clip, all of the internals were sourced here in America. The only thing that wasn't were the scales. That doesn't bother me. I'd like to buy American. It's getting harder and harder to do that nowadays, and especially for something as tried and true as a custom. On a secondary market drop, you can look to spend it anywhere from $600 to $1,200, depending on the steel, depending on the scales, depending on if it got aftermarket work done to it. So this will do for me. This is it. Like, I think if anything, I would sell more of my knives to get a custom, but even then, this is gonna work for me. All right, guys, like I know I said, I'll cut out now, but again, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Thank you for sticking around this long. Maybe get 1 or 2 more videos before the new year, but don't count on it, man. I kind of deactivated some of my social media, not my Instagram, but you know, I want to focus on my baby boy for a little while and then kind of do the gear stuff while I'm here at work. All right, guys, thank you. Bye-bye.